Hi everyone, we're here. We're going to do another garland, another faux beaded garland, just like the one I made yesterday. So we're going to get started. I'm going to use jute or twine, whatever you want to, whatever strength you have will work. We're going to use these table tennis plastic balls, ping pong balls. These are from the Dollar Tree. I used three packs of these, and any fabric that you want. I'm using an old piece of a blanket that I'm not going to use, and I thought these colors were perfect for fall coming up. So this is what I'm going to use for this one. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get some jute. I already cut this one. What I did was I measured around 6 inches, 7 inches, and I did four turns. So I have a big string. Just I doubled it in half right there. I'm going to measure again 6 or 7 inches from the start. Oh, by the way, I went ahead and cut this again around 6 inches. It could be less actually, because the ball is not that big. It's this little ball. What we want is something that you're able to cover it up. Okay, so I'm gonna measure around 6 and 7, and the reason why I want 6 or 7 because that's what my tail end of the garland is going to be, which is this part. Okay, so what I'm going to do is 6 or 7, and I'm going to get this long one that I did. I'm going to double it up. You don't have to double it up, you can just do single. I just like to do it like this, where I'm going to end up with 4 little strings, because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie a knot right here. Do it pretty tight. Double knot would be better. There you go. All right, so I have a knot right there. You see how this one has a loop? All you have to do is cut it. And I like to do it like that because I want my little kind of like tassel to have some jute as well as the fabric. So I'll worry about this at the very end. All right, so now we get to do the fun part. I went ahead and cut my jute again 6 or 7 inches, and I cut several little pieces already. I didn't want to sit here and start cutting all of them. It's better if you have them cut beforehand. That way you can just, you're on a roll, literally, with the balls right here. So I left them here so I don't drop them. What we're going to do, super easy. We're going to, oops, told you there. We're going to get one of these little ping pong balls and see how we tied it up. We're going to insert it here, and all we're doing is covering it up. Okay. I didn't sew anything, so it's a no sew. You don't worry about the little phrase right here. That's okay. That actually makes it look nicer. But if you don't see, I used a blanket, so it actually already has a seam there. If you see it, that's what I'm going to use at the end. So all I do is wrap it, hold it tight, get one of your little jute strings, and you're going to tie kind of like a little candy. So just give it 2 or 3 turns. I like it for it to look a little bit thicker there. Again, I would do two little knots. You don't have to, as long as you do it pretty tight. So there's our first one. You see, you can leave these long like that if you want, or at the very end you can go ahead and cut them up if you want to look at it a little bit nicer. It's totally up to you. So we're gonna keep going. Like I said, there's three packs that I want. It all depends on how long you want your garland. Okay. And it really doesn't take that long. It's probably takes me longer because I'm here in the video and kind of sideways. That's it. Easy. Make sure it's very tight. That way you don't want it to come undone. I don't use glue gun either for this. No need for it. Maybe if you get tired of the color, you don't want it anymore, you can always just get another piece of fabric and use the balls again. I probably wouldn't. It's just $3, so I would just do another one and give this one. See? Easy. Okay, we're almost done. Okay, last one. And I already did the 3. I speeded up the process so that you don't have to sit here and look at every single one of this. 18 little balls. And these little balls are perfect. One, the size is really good. Just gives it a nice big statement. But also the fact that they're very lightweight. So if you're gonna put it on a table, I don't have a fireplace or a mantle, but if you have one, that would be great. Or just maybe like above a frame, it would look so cute. Or just on a table or a shelf, just like I did earlier. Okay, so, oh, well, you know what, for this one, let me go back for this one. Since this was my last one, I forgot. I did a regular, I used a regular small piece of twine, or I'm sorry, jute, but I don't want this one. Since it's going to be my last one, I want to do the same thing I did over here, where I'm going to put this these long ones. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get, like I was showing you, I'm going to get 4 times 6 inches. Okay, more or less this. It's kind of like 24 inches here of jute. Okay, I put that away because we don't need that anymore. So I have this one ready. All I did is I'm going to put it in half, and then half again. And this is what I'm gonna use to tie my last one. So I already have this. I'm gonna use my last one. Again, do it really tight. Okay, so now I have it. Now I can go ahead and cut that loop right there. And I'm gonna go ahead. I have excess. Like you said, look, this is from one of those sheets. So what I mean, you can add more balls if you want. I didn't have any more. I had those little balls for an activity for the students. Well, we didn't get to use them, so I'm repurposing. I'm telling you, I'm using whatever I have at home. And that's actually all I have. Okay, so the length of these is what I'm going to cut my fabric right there for the tail. So, which is more or less 6 inches. So I still have fabric to use for another project later on. All right, so this is what we're doing next. Okay, so now I have my 2 ends right here. You can feel free to leave it like this if you want, or do what I did on my previous one, which is right here. I just left these like that, kind of like a little tassel. And what I did is I just cut that excess fabric into little strips. You see that? Now I used my pinking scissors. I don't know if you can see it. You see that? I use my pinking scissors. You can use the, if you have, perfect, use those. I think they just look really cute with that. But if you don't, use a regular pair of scissors. It'll work. And if they fray, that I think that looks really cute with it, like that. So I'm going to use my pinking scissors because that's what I have, and I really like the way that looks. But like I said, either way, it's going to be fine. And I'm not measuring. You don't have to be precise or perfect on this. Okay, I do have to do it down here because if not, well, and I know I said that you don't have to measure, but I don't want to go all crooked either. My scissors have seen better days. I've used them so much for so many projects. I think they need to be sharpened. Hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm just going straight. Well, sort of. So it's just kind of hard to go straight. Oh, I'm missing a part over here. You could do this in the beginning. That way it's not as, right now it's kind of hard. The balls want to move to one side, so maybe you want to do this right when you start, if that makes, if it's any easier for you. It's really, we're just cutting strips. That's all I'm doing. Okay, so and then you can just move around the little jute strings. That's it. So I'm gonna do the next one. Okay, so I'm done cutting little tassel parts of my garland. What I am missing now, and I'm almost done, just one more step, is to go back and cut these excess, I guess, pieces of jute. Like I said, you can leave it, you can remove them or just shorten them. I'm going to take them off. I mean, I'd like a little bit, but not too big. And I always like to cut more than I need to, so that I can have enough string to do the knot and to pull it tight. Now it becomes really hard. Almost. that's it. Now time to clean this up. All right, so I have another faux garland. I had the one I did yesterday, which matches my my home decor with the buffalo check, and then I have one that I can use seasonal for Halloween, for fall, or whatever you name it. Like I said, use what you have at home, and if you don't have it's hard to find fabric right now, so if you have an old blanket or an old curtain that you don't want but you really like the material, there's so many ways you can use them. Hope you enjoyed them. Stay tuned, I might be raffling this one.